Good morning, students. Welcome to this platform of Gyan Sudha Success Sati channel, an initiative by our Honorable Commissioner, College Education, Rajasthan. I am Dr. Vinita Srivastava from SMB Government PG College, Nathdwara. Our today's session is devoted to human rights. This is my third session with you on human rights. It is in continuation to my two earlier videos on human rights, and it is in the form of questions and answers. Hope this session will help you giving some more clarity about human rights and related concepts and institutions. We all know that the National Human Rights Commission was established under the Human Rights Act 1993. Here are some questions relating to some institutions of human rights. The first question of this session is, who can be appointed as the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? The options are, who has been a Chief Justice or Judge of the Supreme Court? B. Any retired Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? C. Any person appointed by the President. And D. Retired Chief Justice of any High Court. Who can be appointed as the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? And the answer is A. A person who has been the Chief Justice or Judge of the Supreme Court of India can only be appointed as the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission. The next question asks, which of the following statements is not correct about the National Human Rights Commission? A. It was established in 1993. B. In the cases of human rights violation, the Commission has no right to punish the culprit. C. The chairman and members of this commission are appointed by the Supreme Court of India. And D. The commission sends its annual report to the central government and state governments. Which of these statements is not correct? Is the question. The answer is C. The chairman and members of the National Human Rights Commission are not appointed by the President alone, but by a 6-member committee which is headed by the Prime Minister. And here the statement C says that the chairman and members of this commission are appointed by the Supreme Court of India, which is an incorrect statement. The correct statement is the chairman and members of the National Human Rights Commission are not appointed by the President alone, but by a 6-member committee which is headed by the Prime Minister. What is the tenure of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? Is the next question. Options are 5 years or up to 62 years of age, 5 years or up to 65 years of age, 6 years or up to 65 years of age, and 5 years or up to 70 years of age. What is the tenure of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? The answer here is D. Why? Because the tenure of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission for 5 years or until he is 70 years of age, whichever is earlier. Next question is, who of the following is not included in the committee constituted for the appointment of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? President, Prime Minister, Lok Sabha Speaker, and leader of the main opposition part. Who of the following is not included in the committee constituted for the appointment of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? The answer is A, because a committee constituted for the appointment of the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission under the leadership of the Prime Minister, including the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Home Minister, leader of the main opposition party, and Deputy Speaker of the Rajya Sabha, is constituted for the appointment of chairman of the commission. Which of the following is not the function of the National Human Rights Commission? Is the next question. The functions mentioned here are A. To interfere in the proceedings related to any human rights violation case pending in the court. B. Protecting the human rights of prisoners. C. To provide economic compensation to any human rights violation victim. And D. Promoting research in the field of human rights. Which of the following is not the function of the National Human Rights Commission? And the answer is C. The National Human Rights Commission does not have the right either to penalize the guilty of human rights violation nor to provide any financial assistance to the victim. Then comes the question, who of the following has never been appointed as the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission? The options are Justice A.G. Balakrishnan, Justice S. Rajendra Babu, Justice A.S. Anand, and Justice P. Sathasivam. The answer is D. Justice P. Sathasivam has never been appointed as the chairman of the National Human Rights Commission. Then here is a very simple question. Where is the headquarters of the National Human Rights Commission? Delhi, Mumbai, Ahmedabad or Kolkata? Where it is situated? The answer is simple and obvious. Answer is A, Delhi. The headquarters of the National Human Rights Commission is located in Delhi. Its address is Manav Adhikar Bhavan, Block C, GPO Complex, INA, New Delhi 110023. Now, I have compiled some of the questions relating to international instruments enacted for the protection of human rights. The first question in this regard is, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted? December 1st, 1948, December 10, 1948, December 11, 1948, or December 31st, 1948, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights adopted? And the answer is simple and obvious. It was adopted on December 10, 1948, and the day has been observed as the Human Rights Day since then. What is the first human rights declaration adopted by the United Nations? Is the next question. The options are A. The Universal Declaration on Human Rights. B. International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. C. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And D. Optional Protocol. I think you must all be aware of the fact that the Universal Declaration on Human Rights is the first human rights declaration adopted by the United Nations, and it was a landmark document. How many articles are there in this instrument? That is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. 28, 30, 32 or 50. These are the four options. And the answer is 30. This is a very basic question. We all must be aware of the fact that there are 30 articles in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Where was the Universal Declaration adopted? Is the next question, and the answer is at the Palais de Chaillot in Paris, France. When is the Human Rights Day observed? I have just mentioned the Human Rights Day was observed on December 10, as it was the day when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted. What do we mean by the International Bill of Human Rights? What is it? Is the next question. And the options are A. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. B. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. C. The International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. And D. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights together with the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. The answer is D. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights together with the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights constitute the International Bill of Human Rights. The next question is about the Commission on Human Rights. How many countries are members of the Commission on Human Rights? The options are 47, 53, 43 or 57. And the answer is B, 53. There are 53 countries representing all regions of the world which are members of the Commission on Human Rights. How many women have chaired the annual session of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights since its first meeting in 1947? Who are they? This is the question. The options are 3, 5, 6 or 7. The answer is 3. They are Eleanor Roosevelt from USA, Princess Ashraf Pahlavi from Iran, and Purifikasi Kusumbing from Philippines. The next question is that which office in the United Nations is responsible for dealing with human rights questions on a daily basis? And the answer is the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Geneva, formerly known as the Center for Human Rights, is responsible for dealing with human rights questions on a daily basis at the United Nations office. To whom does the Universal Declaration of Human Rights apply? This is the next question. And the answer is that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights apply to each individual, regardless of gender, race, religion, or cultural background. When did the first Geneva Convention took place? Is the next question, and the options are 1756, 1864, 1958 and 2006. The answer is B. The first Geneva Convention took place in 1864. The diplomatic conference was held for the purpose of adopting a convention for the treatment of wounded soldiers in brutal combat. Do you know that under whose chairmanship the Declaration of Human Rights was adopted? The options given here are Eleanor Roosevelt, Jawaharlal Nehru, Adolf Hitler, and Queen Elizabeth. I think you all must know the answer. The answer is A. Eleanor Roosevelt. In 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations, and it was adopted under the dynamic chairmanship of Eleanor Roosevelt. Roosevelt, credited with its inspiration, referred to the declaration as the International Magna Carta for all mankind. Now comes a question about some NGOs advocating the abolition of death penalty. The question is, which of the following NGOs advocates for abolition of death penalty? A. Greenpeace, B. International Commission of Jurists, C. ICRC, and D. Amnesty International. Students, it is the Amnesty International which strongly advocates for abolition of death penalty. So answer is D. Amnesty International. In which year Human Rights Council replaced the UN Commission of Human Rights is the next question, and the answers options are 2001, 1993, 1958 and 2006. Answer is D. In the year 2006, the Human Rights Council replaced UN Commission of Human Rights. The answer is D. Human Rights Council replaced the UN Commission of Human Rights in 2006. Whereas the Human Rights Council since June 2006 and the Commission on Human Rights are UN political bodies composed of states established by a UN charter and discussing the entire range of human rights concerns. The General Assembly established the Human Rights Council in 2006 to replace the Commission on Human Rights, which was criticized for its ineffectiveness in addressing human rights abuses and the number of widely perceived of human rights abusers that served as its members. European Commission on Human Rights is abolished in which year? Is the coming question. Options are 1994, 1998, 1950 or 2008. The answer is B. European Commission on Human Rights was abolished in 1998. European Commission on Human Rights was established in 1994 and was dissolved in 1998. Its location was Strasbourg, France, and it was authorized by the European Convention on Human Rights. From 1954 to the entry into force of Protocol 11 of the European Convention on Human Rights, the individuals did not have direct access to the European Court of Human Rights. They had to apply to the Commission, which, if it found the case to be well-founded, would launch a case in the court on the individual's behalf. Protocol 11, which came into force in 1998, abolished the Commission, enlarged the court, and allowed individuals to take cases directly to it. Protective discrimination is meant to uplift which of the following? Scheduled castes only, scheduled tribes only, other backward classes only, or all of the above? It's a simple question. I think you all are aware. Protective discrimination is basically meant to uplift all of the categories, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. Next question is about UDHR. Which article of Universal Declaration of Human Rights concerns the right to benefit from scientific advancement? Article 3, Article 14, Article 27 or Article 24? And the answer is C, Article 27. This question asks that which of the following statements is false? A. All human rights are for all. B. Governments should see that domestic laws conform to the standards of human rights instrument. C. Human rights are interdependent but hierarchical. And D. UN Charter mentions its concern for human rights. C is the correct answer. Means C is the statement which is false. When the Convention on the Human Rights of the Child was adopted by the UN General Assembly, whether it was on 18th March 1992 or 24th January 1982 or 20th November 1989 or 10th December 1999, when the Convention on the Rights of the Child was adopted by the UN General Assembly? And the answer is C. The Convention on the Rights of the Child was adopted by the UN General Assembly on 20th November 1989. The next question asks that Convention on the Indigenous and Tribal Peoples in Independent Countries was adopted on the initiative of World Health Organization, International Labour Organization, United Nations Human Rights Council, or Food and Agricultural Organization. Convention on the Indigenous and Tribal Peoples in Independent Countries was adopted on the initiative of International Labour Organization. Vishakha versus the state of Rajasthan case dealt with which of the following? Prevention of domestic violence against women, sexual violence against women at workplace, ban on the practice of female infanticide, or promotion of education and employment opportunities for women. The answer is B. Vishakha versus the state of Rajasthan case dealt with sexual violence against women at workplace, and later on it led to enactment of a law for the protection of women at their workplace. Right to Information Act 2005 was culmination of the sustained efforts of which of the following dignitaries? Baba Amte, Savita Sinha, Aruna Roy, or Anna Hazare? The answer is C. Aruna Roy. Amnesty International is based in which of the following countries? United States, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, or Canada? The answer is B. Amnesty International is based in United Kingdom. The headquarters of United Nations is located at which place? New Delhi, New York, Geneva, or Hague? And the answer is B. The headquarters of the United Nations is located at New York. The office of the United Nations High Commission for Human Rights is located at which of the following places? London, Geneva, Paris, or Bonn? And the answer is B. The office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights is situated at Geneva. The directive principles of state policy have been given in the Indian Constitution in which part? Part 3, Part 2, Part 13, or Part 4? And the answer is D. We all must be aware that the directive principles of state policy have been given in the Part 4 of the Indian Constitution. According to the Constitution of India, which one of the following rights cannot be taken away during emergency? Right to speak, right to freedom of movement, right to life, and right to organize. From a simple analysis, I think you will find the answer. During emergency, right to speak can be taken away. Right to freedom of movement can also be taken away. And right to organize can also be taken away. But right to life cannot be taken away. It is a fundamental right which cannot be taken in any condition. Which of the following are considered as the third generation rights? Individual rights, collective rights, political rights, or economic rights? Collective rights are considered as the third generation human rights. So the correct answer is D, collective rights. So this is all as far as today's session is concerned. Hope this will help you in your examination. Thank you very much.